Hello everyone and welcome. And today we are very privileged to have with us Farhana Azeez. Farhana is an attorney and a debt counselor, and she has been in the entrepreneurial space, self-employed as an attorney and debt counselor for 20 years and more. She firmly believes that excellence is not being the best, is doing your best. And a Women's Month, is this just not perfect for you, especially in the times of pandemic, ladies, to hear her speak on the topic? Farhana, welcome.
Hello, Charlotte. Thank you so much for having me and for the wonderful welcome.
You're very welcome. Farhana, let's get into it because we know everything nowadays is with a pop culture, 1, 2, 3 clicks. Our viewers would like to watch this. You have seen women empowerment change in the debt counseling and debt review space over the past, women empowerment has been changing for over 70 years. What have you observed in the women empowerment space that's changed related to your being a debt counselor?
Well, firstly, we know that the change has been a long and difficult one. In our not too distant past, as South African women, by law, we were not allowed to have guardianship over our children. Black women in South Africa were not allowed to enter into contracts unless they were by the consent of their fathers and their husbands. So today we see women who hold the positions of CEOs, of executives, in business, in finances. So we've definitely come a long way with regards to gender equality, with rights of women. There's just the one aspect that I would like to see a lot more of, and that is women taking more control of their finances. We find that whilst we have lots of women working in the workforce these days, there's a lot of them who do not take control of their own finances. They leave it to their spouses, they leave it to their elders to actually make those decisions. And it's time that that attitude changed. So yes, we've come a long way, but there's still some ways to go.
I agree with you. All of us included. It's always been easier to be able to let somebody else worry about the finances. And I think that many women are in a fear space of the reality they might see, when in actual fact, it's a very empowering space to go into.
Absolutely.
Who has been your role model? In your arena, I mean, you must have looked out and up to many. Who has been your absolute best role model?
Well, Charlotte, now that's a difficult question, considering there have been so many iconic women over time who have achieved such huge successes. However, if I had to choose one woman in our present time, it would have to be Oprah Winfrey. Simply being an African American and female means that she's had to work and fight twice as hard to get to where she is at today. Also, what really inspires me with her story is that she was able to overcome being abused as a child. This shows absolute power, strength, and determination on her part. The cherry on the top for me with regards to her movement is that her passionate support for supporting education of young girls and the upliftment of women. She is most certainly, one of the most successful and influential people in the world today. So I certainly look up to her, draw strength from her struggles. And the fact that she was able to rise above all the negativity, the prejudices and discrimination just sends a message to women all around the world that we as women, we can be strong, we can be powerful, determined, and most definitely we can be successful.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that, Farhana. I think that we often forget that there are other people who have been before us, and we, as women, we tend to often get stuck in what I call the victim space, of where you feel totally out of control and you feel that you have no control. And And you're so right when you say reach out and look at someone like Oprah who has struggled. I mean, our struggles don't necessarily mean we're going to become an Oprah success story, but we can become our own success story, like you have.
Most definitely, Charlotte. Whether it's something negative or positive, we need to remind ourselves that we are not alone in that. There's people all around us who are going through or have been through exactly the same things. We need to learn about, the successes. We need to learn about the failures, lend support when someone is feeling down, gather strength from those who are stronger than us. It's the only way that we as women can move forward.
Beautiful, beautiful message. And I'm going to ask you our last question today is that I know that taking back your power is important for women when it comes to debt management. And I know that that is one of your areas of speciality, your niche, in fact. What is the one thing that you would like to advise? I mean, we're in Women's Month, but not only for women, for anyone out there who may see this, especially so for women. What is the one thing you would advise regarding taking back your power?
My one advice to women would be to become more proactive. As women, we need to educate ourselves about money. We need to educate ourselves about debt and the tools available to us to overcome that debt. There's processes like the debt review process available to everyone, including women who find themselves to be over indebted. All that's required is for women to make use of these tools. So they need to become much more in control of their finances, whether it's on a personal finance or in the joint marital finances. They need to take much more control. They need to let their voices be heard and make responsible, mature decisions regarding finances. That would be my advice to women today.
Brilliant, beautiful, thank you. And I will post in the bottom of the video, for those of you that are watching, a link to Farhana's website where you can contact her and book a session for her debt consulting. Counseling, she is brilliant. We had a brief conversation just before we came online, and I felt so inspired and already much more in control just with the conversation with her. So I strongly recommend you reach out and connect with her if you're feeling a bit out of control. Financially speaking, she certainly can help you, and she has a success record of 100% success rate. So you definitely want to connect with her. Farhana, thank you so much for your time. So appreciated.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for having me. I really, really appreciate the opportunity.
Have an awesome day further.
You too.